Hey, welcome back to another episode from Living Well. My name is Richard, and we are in the final stage of the series that we started over 5 weeks ago. And today, this week, are the last virtues that I'm going to review from the book of Authentic Happiness by Martin Seligman. Is Transcendence. Most in the book probably call it spirituality, but it's more about virtues as transcendence and what kind of traits are people that portray these virtues show in day-to-day of interaction or in the life, and how you and myself can develop these virtues in a way that serve the highest purpose of us experience life on this world as a human being. As you listen to me today, if you're mixing the other virtues that I mentioned before, you can check the podcast done in the past that cover all this virtue. But for this week, I'm going to talk about the last part of the virtue, which is transcendence. Before I dive into the podcast, I probably like to put it across as was written in the book himself. What makes some people transcending from conscious level to the higher conscious level of the being? Why do people like Mother Teresa? Why do people like so many people that have done great things to other people, animal, natures, or environment at large? It's because of the energy and the sacrifices they have to give that go beyond direct benefit to themselves, but the benefit of everyone, of the benefit of all. So these people that have transcendence themselves already, they appreciate beauty and excellence. These are the people that they can slow down and smell the roses. These are the people that appreciate the wind blowing to their faces. So I can see why it was linked directly to spirituality, but because of energy of surrender and acceptance around them. These are the people that you really want to spend your time with, because you just knew that they accept you in a way that no one else has able to do to you before. Even the way that you are not able to accept yourself, they accept you totally. They are not seeking to change you or you to be changed. They just accept you for who you are. So they tend to appreciate the beauty around them. They appreciate the beauty of the natural world. They appreciate of the beauty of the physical world. They appreciate the excellency in mathematics, in chemistry, in biology, excellency in character. They appreciate this. So they will also show a lot of gratitude to things that happen to them directly and things that happen to other people. And they never take anything for granted. Most people tend to blame someone else for their pain, for their sorrow. This is not the places you find someone that transcended to be. They see how everything are all related, not absolute. Also, another thing mentioned in this Martin Seligman trait of transcendent people is because they are very hopeful, optimistic, and future-mindedness. So these are not the people that are being bound by the past pain or trauma. They are not the people that focus on something that they don't have in their life. They are the people that appreciate where they are right now and give the gratitude and be optimistic of ability and capacity within the human being to make the better version of themselves. So they expect the best in the future and they plan and work in order to achieve it. So these are action-oriented people. You see a lot of people have a lot of dreams, a lot of desire of what they wanted to do. Buddha once said that an idea that being tried and implemented is better than an idea that haven't been implemented. So these are the people that they take actions. They have dreams, they have goals, and they plan it out, how to implement it, and they put all their focus and energy to manifest it. It's never easy to leave your families and friends and your comfort zone and go and mingle with the poorest people in Calcutta in India. It's never easy to let go about those who are hurt you and find the mercy and forgiveness in your heart for it. Gandhi once said, only the most courageous person can forgive. And it's true. And these people demonstrate another virtue that we mentioned in the past, courage. Because of their transcendence level, it helped them to actually to let go of the past. And they're able to manifest things that they wanted to create. Not in a magic way, not just a mystical way where you don't do anything, it just lands on your table. No, they plan things and they actually start slowly. So they started the difficult work, they started small, and one by one, they achieve it. And me and you only say the success they've done, but we don't know how much work, hour they put into it, how often they have to work, early in the morning or late in the evening. They spend 14 hours of their time just to work in on things that will benefit not only just for them, but benefit everyone else. Most people invest a lot of their time to just their hobbies, things that just escape them from their immediate feelings. These are not the people. These are not the people that burn hours on hours just to focus on their own pleasure. These are the people that work on a project that not only benefit them, but benefit all people, or say all beings, including the nature, including the animals, including all things that have lives. So, Martin also mentioned that this particular trait it shows in area of spirituality, sense of purpose, faith, and religion. It depends what you have put your transcending energy into. So mostly is to say that these are people, what they do best once they allow themselves to transcend to this level is they give themselves in a way that change how they do things. So they no longer just depend on themselves, they surrender. When you surrender, it means that you accept that there is other higher intelligence in this in this universe that fashion and design how things work, and you are just one of the creator, that you can only tap into the higher source of energy where you can able to implement your visions and goals. And I can see why spirituality take a hold in transcending area, because as a human being, our mind is so messed up, thinking like we're in control, telling us how we should think, what we should think, and how we should do things. And it takes a lot to get to a point where you surrender. It doesn't mean that you become fatalistic or you give up or you use laziness or procrastinate. Like I said, when you become transcendent, you actually have more work to do, because all the inspiration you're receiving, all the inspiration you're getting, you still have to implement it. All the ideas you have to implement it. You actually spend just 20% of your time to intellectualize it, and 80% of your time to use your force and energy and your connection to make it happen. So I've never met anyone that has been transcendent that spend a lot of their time to just pleasuring themselves. I haven't seen one. These people work harder than most people. If they have a job, they also have things that they do after their job that working toward their bigger goals and purpose and dreams in life. So what I'm trying to say is that their life have a purpose, and that purpose is higher than themselves. So some of them are using their religions through the religion service, but dedicated themselves to their service like a monk or priest. But majority of people are not priest or monk. They are believer. They connected to the higher being beyond themselves. So they surrender themselves to that source of energy that guiding them and protecting them. So when you are like this, you're bound to have a lot of confidence, a lot of peace of mind and serenity of heart to know that even when you put all your energy to things, it doesn't guarantee that you will be able to do it. But you don't lose hope, because you are not alone. You are not doing it by yourself alone. You know that you have a partner that is even more higher than yourself. So I mentioned forgiveness and mercy. So you forgive those who have done you wrong, and you always give people a second chance. And that is true, because there's no way you'll be able to transcend it, and you will also not be open-minded and able to forgive. So lastly, they are very playfulness and human. So these people like to laugh. They can find little or necessary things so funny to them. They can be walking on the road and just saw two squirrels fighting over a chunk of a bread, and they burst to laugh, because they can see the connection between what these two squirrels was trying to do and the connection how they were used to be, or where they are, or what they just happened in their own life. They can look into the sun and burst to laugh. And they can think about things that happen into their life and find the funny and the human side of it. So to actually get to self-actualize, to actually get to transcending level, each individual have to get to the point of self-actualize. Psychologist Abraham Maslow talk about what motivates human being, about our need, our motivation. So he talk about hierarchy of needs. So, and he put the lowest of it as psychological needs, which is a need for water, a need for food, a need for clothing, for warmth, and a need for sex. So, and this is the basic. And he argued that if any woman being hasn't achieved the basic and the lowest need of the hierarchy of need, it is impossible to move on or consider the second level. And on that pyramid, the highest level is transcendent. But before transcendent, you have to become self-actualized. When you become self-actualized, you no longer be lack or lost with your basic need, which is your psychological need, your sense of security. You no longer be disturbed by that. Your self-esteem, you already take care of that. Your well-being, you already take care of that. Your self-love, you already take care of that. And then you get to the self-actualized, where you begin to in touch with your highest version of human being. And then that's when the transcendence happens in our life, after our own actualize. So if I extract this from a website called Big Think about one of the work Abraham Maslow was working on. He put it better. He put forth the idea that the true peak of remit is self-transcendence. So according to Abraham Maslow, he did mention transcendence refers to the very highest and most inclusive or holistic level of human consciousness, behaving and relating as ends rather than means to oneself, to significant others, to human beings in general, to other species, to nature, and to other cosmos. So what I'm trying to say to you is, as we rounding up this episode, this series of virtues, so the last virtues I'm touching with is transcendence, and it's the same thing as called spirituality, but I'm being mindful not to lost it in religious cycle, but I rather focus on it as transcendence. And if you look at it this way, it's about to be with the highest version any human being could aspire to become. Every human being that reached this level, they make massive impact in our life, in our environment. Those human beings that transcending themselves to take care of animals, they do it in a way that the fashion way of consider the animal welfare. And when you find other human beings that they consider it to relate to another human being, they do things to ensure that every human being have freedom of individual rights. And those individual rights is the right to think, the right to speak, the right to breathe. And no one should take this away from you. And thanks to these men and women that transcended themselves to this level, that these ideas and desire to enforce that it was implemented to how we govern and live our life is something that is admirable. And this is what can happen in our society today if we have more people that have been transcending to this level. There is more opportunity to experience more positive emotions and creating better future for generations to come. So I'm employing you today. Is there anything you could do for yourself is to work with yourself to get to this level of being. When you get to this level of being, things become more practically simple and easier in your life. It doesn't mean you won't have challenges, but those challenges will not be looked at as the way you're currently looking at them right now. So, for what I've observed, what I've seen around getting to the level of transcendence, definitely you have to get involved. You have to reach the level of self-actualize. And most people are not even past beyond second level of needs, hierarchy of needs. Most people stuck in level 3. So they get a big job title, they get a big income, and their self-esteem is so high, and that's the level they stuck. And there's other two levels that take you to self-actualize before you get to transcendence. So it's not something that you tick the checkbox, but it's something that you should be more aware of it. And the more awareness of this you have, the more opportunity you have to elevate your own consciousness to that level. So I hope this particular, our last episode of Virtues, helps someone. And if you have any question, you can feel free to write to me. My name is Richard. Once again, you can write to me to info@lifeforlivingwell.info. If you want to find out more information about this podcast or platform or what we do, you can check us out at www.lifeforlivingwell.info. Once again, my name is Richard. So whatever you do this week, stay safe and have amazing and blessed one. Thank you.